Good evening. Make sure that's all set up. So good evening. It's Monday, it's August. I was just putting in the date and I can't believe it's August. Where has the time gone? Where have we been? So welcome. So this tonight we're in the last week of the current block of classes. And I'll be sending out some information. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break for a few weeks. So I'll send out some information about how you can access the classes over the time I'm not teaching if you want to. And I might send that out tomorrow. So keep an eye open. But let's not think about the future. Let's not think about the past. Let's arrive in the present. That was quite cheesy, wasn't it? So on to tonight's class. So last week we were exploring finding this space between the navel and the heart, because this is where the two, you can see quite clearly when I slouch, the two kind of come together. Everything compresses, we don't breathe as well, it's bad for our joints, bad for our spine. So looking to see how we can bring some length and space between the two areas and maintaining that throughout our practice. So that's the theme. So we are going to start off lying down on your back and taking the time as you get there to make yourself comfortable. Maybe bring the knees into the chest just to release the lower back. If you've been doing a lot of sitting or a lot of standing, one or the other, without much balance, it might feel nice just to bring the knees in. And when you're ready, bringing the feet down onto the floor with the knees bent. And if you feel like it's an effort to keep the knees up, take the feet out wide and let the knees begin to knock in together. And then I'm going to invite you to take a breath in through the nose and opening the mouth and letting it go. And taking that another couple of times as you allow yourself to settle into the ground. Resting the spine and the shoulders, and the back of the head as you lie down on the ground. And then just allowing the eyes to close if they're still open, or the gaze to be soft. And taking awareness down into the soles of your feet. And see if you can allow the feet to soften, allow the toes to relax, let go. And then begin to trace your body with your mind's eye. So just feeling up through your legs and your hips, all the way through your body. And just building a picture of how you feel right in this moment, right now. And just being aware if there's anything in your body that you need to take care of in your practice today. Just be mindful to it, treating yourself with kindness. And then just tuning into your breath. So just stay here just for a minute, just while you begin to watch the inhale and release the exhale. Seeing if you can just slow everything down by just inviting that stillness into the body. Just allows the breath to relax. And as you watch the breath, we invite the mind to slow down as well. So just creating this blank canvas for your practice tonight. Just taking another 3 breaths or so here. And at the end of your next exhale, just gently start to rock the head from left to right. Just releasing the neck, don't go too quick. Just feel the neck slowly unwinding. Release the weight of the head from the neck as you're lying down. And then begin to bring a little movement into your fingers. And then bring your head through center. And with the next inhale, take the arms up overhead to the floor behind you. And take a bit of a reach. Maybe keep wriggling the fingers. If your shoulders are tight, take the arms out wide and bring a bend into the elbows. And then one by one, slide your legs out along the floor. And then bring a wriggle into your toes as well. And maybe take some wrist circles and some ankle circles. In both directions. And then slowly bring the hands down, slide the feet back up. And then one by one, bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug and release the lower back into the ground. And a little rock from side to side, just to give it a little bit of a massage. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing your face. And then seeing if you can keep the knees into the chest, but we're going to take the arms out wide. With the knees bent, and then just continue to rock the knees from left to right. So the arms can be out wide, they could be cactus arms, but just starting to find that little tipping point where just before you could collapse down to the side and then bring it back to the other side. So letting one hip lift nice and slow from side to side, just wakening up the core. And the next time the knees come over to the right side, let them come all the way down to the ground with control. Just adjusting so that the left shoulder can be heavy. Just adjusting the legs. See if you can soften across your chest and breathe into the front of your chest. And see if you can breathe almost from left to right. So expanding outwards rather than forwards. And bringing some space around the heart as you breathe in. Some softness as you breathe out. And then drawing the navel towards the spine once more. We're going to bring the top knee up. See if you can lift the feet and bring the other knee. If that's too much for your back, then just have the feet on the floor. And then just take the knees from left to right, again, a little rock just while you realign the spine. And then when you're ready, with control, taking the knees over to the left. See if you can keep the knees together as you lower them down to waken up the core. And then just adjust the legs so that you can let the right shoulder be heavy. And again, coming to that breath, breathing into the side of your ribs. Maybe the side of the waist as well as you take a deeper breath. Relaxing the face. And then gently bringing up the knees. You can do it one by one or squeeze the knees together and lift both knees up. A little rock from side to side again, just to realign the spine. Bring the feet to the floor if you want to, or keep them lifted. Okay, and then we're going to keep the right knee in and bring your left foot to the floor. And we're going to cross right ankle over the left knee, this upside down number 4, so this hip opener that we do. So you can stay here, you can bring the right hand into the right thigh, just rocking it in if your hips are tight. So remember, no, we don't force, we just allow the body to open. And the toes remain nice and bright, pointing up towards the ceiling, just to protect our joints and engage the muscles. So stay here or reach through and take a hold of the left thigh. And if you take that option as you bring the knees in, you can use your right elbow just to push gently into the right thigh, just to keep that knee opening. So we don't want it to come into the chest, we want it to open out to really get into that hip crease. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your face. An option, if you've brought the knees into your chest, you can send the left leg up towards the ceiling and just bring some ankle circles in. Nice and slow. And then changing directions, taking them the opposite way. And then bringing the toes in towards the face. Lovely. And then we'll release. Uncross the legs. Just hug the right knee in towards your chest before you bring it down to the ground. And then use your right hand on the right knee and just take some circles. Drawing a circle with the knee just to get into the hip a little bit more. And switching directions. Okay, and then hug the right knee back in. We're going to slide your left leg out long on the floor. And take your left hand onto your right knee. Take your right arm out along the floor. And we're gently going to encourage the knee over your body. So we're going to roll onto the left hip. So the right hip lifts, the right butt cheek lifts as we roll towards the outer edge of the left hip. Try and keep your right shoulder heavy into the ground. Maybe you turn your gaze towards the right. And just breathe into your tummy here. A slightly deeper twist. And then bringing it back through center. Hug the right knee in. Hold the back of the leg, send the right leg up and just take some ankle circles here. And little point and flex. And then gently draw the toes in. Gentle push out of the heel. And then bend the knee, bring that foot to the floor. And we'll bring left knee into the chest. Just give it a little squeeze in. And then cross left ankle over the right knee, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. Choosing whether you stay here with the left hand onto the left thigh, gently opening or rocking into that hip. Or whether you hold the back of the right thigh, bringing the knees in. Relaxing the shoulder, maybe using that left elbow to gently press into the left thigh. Keeping the toes active. And an option to extend the right leg up again and just take some slow ankle circles. In both directions. Gently draw the toes in towards the face. And then we'll release that leg down. Bring your left knee in towards your chest, give it a hug. Bringing it back in. And then left hand onto the left knee, taking some circles on that side. Making them as big as is comfortable. Really feeling the movement in that hip joint. And reversing the circle. Okay, and then hugging that knee back in. We're going to extend the right leg out along the floor. Bring right hand to the left knee. Left hand out along the floor just to stabilize you. And then we draw that knee over the chest. So rolling onto the right butt cheek and onto the outer side of the right hip. Left shoulder's nice and heavy. Opening up the chest and maybe turning your gaze towards your left hand. Taking a nice breath into your tummy. See what you can soften, what you can let go of. And then bringing that leg back through center. Hold the back of the thigh, send the left foot up. Take another couple of little circles on that ankle. And then gently draw the toes in towards the face, a gentle push out through the heel. in, bending that knee, bring that foot to the floor, followed with the right foot. A little sway of the knees. Hopefully the hips are beginning to limber up. And then we're going to bring ourselves up into a seat, so you can roll onto your side, or you can hold the back of the thighs, lift the head and rock yourself up. You can take a few rocks or just come up in one. Okay, and then we're going to come in, do a couple of seated poses. So if you have a little blanket or a cushion that you can pop under your bum, that's just going to help bring a little bit more space into your lower back. So if you come to sit to the edge of it, let the hip bones just start to drop forwards, and then we find a little bit more length in the back. And so we come into this heart and navel connection here. So can you start, without forcing it, but start to have this awareness of a lift through the chest and a rooting down through your hips. Okay, and then bring your hands together at the heart. And we're going to inhale, take the arms out wide, open up your palms, spread your fingers, nice and soft in your shoulders, and exhale, hands to your heart. So inhale, take the arms out wide, turn the palms up towards the ceiling as you reach it up. Maybe you look up if your neck feels okay, and exhale. Let's do that one more time, inhaling up. And exhale, hands come in. Bring the hands down onto your thighs or your knees, and we're going to squeeze the shoulders right up to the ears and give them a really, really, really good squeeze. Feel tension coming in. And then we're going to keep the shoulders up and see if you can take them backwards. So we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel quite uncomfortable. And then see if you can keep the shoulder blades together as you lower your shoulders down. So the shoulder blades are traveling down your back, the chest is opening. And then just relax. So we're going to do that 2 more times. So squeeze the shoulders up with an inhale. Exhale, squeeze them back. So if you can take an inhale. And as you exhale, slide the shoulder blades down the back, releasing the shoulders. Feels quite dreamy in the tops of my shoulders. So last one, inhale, squeeze it up. Exhale, squeeze them back. Take an inhale. And exhale. See if you can keep a little bit of that awareness in your shoulders as we go through the practice. This is going to help to bring that space between the heart and the navel. Okay, so let's bring the right fingers to the floor and take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Find some length and then lean it over. And then inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower the left hand. Inhale, take the right arm out, nice and wide, reaching it up. Find the length. And as you exhale, leaning over. And inhale, reaching it up. Right fingertips down. This time we're going to bring a sweep into it. So inhale, lift up with the left hand. Exhale, lean it over. Turn your chest towards the ground. Reach towards your right side of your mat with your left hand. And then sweep that arm around, big semicircle. And we're going to take a couple of those. So up and over. Turn your chest, bring the twist in as you lower the hand down past your right knee. And then sweep a big semicircle all around you. And one more, reaching it up, over, turning your chest, reaching out. Find that length in the side of your body and then sweep it round and all the way up. Reach up with the left arm and inhale, take your right arm up to meet it. As you exhale, left hand comes down. So we're going to take it this side, so leaning over towards your left. Turn your chest towards your left knee and then sweep that right arm all the way around. So inhale up. Exhale to twist and reach and sweep. And one more. Lovely. Bringing it up. Inhale to take the left arm up. Inhale again. Squeeze the shoulders up. And as you exhale, can you draw the shoulder blades together as the hands come down, shoulder blades drawing down the back of the body. Now Space in the front, opening the chest, and then release your hands down. Okay, you're going to bring the hands behind you and bring both feet to the floor. Have the feet a bit wider than hip distance, and we're just going to start to windscreen wiper the legs. It's working a little bit more into the hips today. Okay, and then when the knees come over to the right side, we're just going to adjust so that you can then sit up and bring both knees to the floor. So your left knee is kind of towards the sole of your right foot. So you might just need to adjust, releasing the legs down. Right fingertips to the floor. Reach up and over with the left arm. And this time, rather than reaching forwards, we're just going to do a bit of a circle. So reaching the arm up and over and sweeping it down and round. So the movement's coming more from the shoulder rather than through the torso. Let's take one more. As you reach this arm up, this time we're going to twist towards your right hand. Bring your left hand down onto your right leg. If that feels okay, if that's too much, bring it to your left. Maybe looking over your right shoulder. Breathing into your tummy. And gently unwind, and a gentle twist in the opposite direction, slightly closed twist. Let's see if you can take the left shoulder back a little bit, still having this awareness of the shoulder blades drawing together a little bit here, slightly restricted. Bringing it back through center. Just walk the hands back behind you, bring both feet back to the floor, a little windscreen wiper. And then we're going to take both knees over to the left. Just adjusting, so your right knee is coming towards your left foot. So you're on this kind of, it's called deer pose. And then left finger down, fingers down, and we'll take a circle with the right shoulder. Just noticing if you're kind of collapsed, see if you can find that length between the heart and the navel. Next time that arm comes up, we're going to twist towards the left side, bringing that right hand onto your left thigh. Unless that's too much, bring it to the right. Maybe you look beyond your left shoulder. Breathing into your tummy, see what you can soften. And when you're ready, coming through center, gentle twist in the opposite direction. See if you can have a sense of drawing the right shoulder blade in towards the center of your spine. And then bringing it back through center. Okay, just lean it back, lift both knees up, and we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And we want to encourage the heels in towards the groin, in towards your body. And then just take a few little bounces. If that doesn't feel good though, if that's too much on the inner thighs, take the feet further away. So just find the shape that works for you, but with just little butterflies. And then see if you can slow it down, bring a little bit of weight into the knees, let the groin open, the inner thighs. Find that length through the front of the body, a gentle drawing together of the shoulder blades, opening up the chest, opening up the thighs. See what you can relax in your body. And we'll take another breath here. And then release. Bring your knees back up through center. And we're going to make our way to hands and knees. And just take a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So making sure the knees are hip distance apart, wrists are underneath the shoulders. And we drop the belly to inhale and look forwards. And as you exhale to round the spine, chin to the chest. And see today if you can bring a little bit of flow into it. So just notice if you're quite rigid. So can you feel the ripple in your spine, like the wave in an ocean? So a little bit of buoyancy in your elbows, a little bit of buoyancy in the hips. And we just let the spine, almost snake, in between the two. So when I say buoyancy, it's more like a softness. So just trying not to lock out the joints. I'm just bringing a little bit of ease. And we're going to start to take it into a deeper flow. So as you exhale, we're going to bring the hips to the heels, rounding it down, forearms towards the ground, and then bring your chest forwards towards the hands and then push into your hands, lifting up. So big circular movement, exhaling, rounding the spine down towards the heels, forearms to the ground as you bring the chest forwards, pushing into the hands, lifting up, tummy is down, gaze is forwards. Take another 2 or 3 of these. If you're comfortable, to close your eyes, tune into your breath. Next time you exhale, leave it down in your child pose. See if you can sink your chest, your forehead towards the ground, turn the palms up. If your forehead is hovering off the ground, then bring the hands underneath the head just to support the weight of your head. Just breathe into your body here. See if you can feel the tummy expanding against the thighs. Maybe you feel expansion in your lower back. Let's take one more breath here. And then turn your palms down, take the arms out nice and long, little fingers towards the outer edges of your mat. Spread your fingers, push into each fingertip, and especially the thumb and the first finger. Root them down and then look towards your hands. We're going to lift up the bum, tuck the toes and send it up into our downward dog. So knees are going to be soft and we're sending the bum towards the back of your mat. So we're lengthening away from the wrists. Nice long spine. Long arms with the teeniest, tiniest bend in the elbows. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And if you can, a little turning inwards of the armpits towards each other. So keep pushing into your fingers. It's going to take a bit of pressure out of the wrists. And start to bend one leg as you straighten the other. Finding that kind of slinky little walk without going anywhere. Chin towards the chest so you can relax the weight of the head down. And just take another couple of breaths. Maybe these last breaths you just bend both knees and straighten together. Not forcing the heels down at all, so the heels are lifted. And then just pausing, take a breath out, look towards your hands and take a little walk up your mats, coming into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Knees are nice and soft, tummy towards the thighs, and you take a hold of the elbows here and start to have a little bit of a sway. A little bit of a release. Tuning into your breath. And trying to find a bit of space in your waist and in your ribs. And then we'll release the hands down towards the ground. And slide it up halfway. Hands up to the thighs and see if you can bring the upper body parallel to the ground. Extending the spine. I think here, heart and navel, bringing that space in. As you exhale, send it down to the ground. We're going to bring the hands either side of the feet and pick up the right foot. Extend it out behind you. Reach far back and then lower that foot down to the ground. And we're going to lower the back knee down. Make sure this front knee is above the front ankle, so move this foot forward if you need to. You can have the hands on the floor, on the thigh, or sweeping them up towards the sky and bringing a little bit of weight into the hips so we start to stretch into the back hip crease. Relaxing the shoulder, and see if you can have a sense of drawing the shoulder blades together here, really opening up the chest and bringing great space between the heart and navel. As you exhale, lower the hands down, walk them in towards you as you straighten the front leg, draw the toes in towards your body. Trying to keep the bum lifted at the back and drawing the heart towards your toes, reaching it forwards. And then walk it back. We're going to tuck the toes of the back leg, lift the back knee, plant the right hand and reach up through the left fingers, opening up this chest. See if you can roll that top shoulder open a little bit more as you push out through the back heel. And as you exhale, bring that hand down to the ground. We're going to hop the back foot in about a foot. And we want to bring the whole of the foot to the floor. Toes are going to point forwards. Make sure you're not on a tightrope, so you want the right foot towards the right side of your mat a little bit. Both sets of toes are pointing forward, and we start to straighten this front leg. So you might find that you want something under your hands here, or you might have to bring your hands to your hips. But we're drawing the left hip crease in towards the body, drawing the right hip forwards. So leveling off the hips, getting a good old stretch in this leg here. Pushing into the big toes of both feet, pushing into the heels. This is called pyramid pose. Seeing if you can lengthen your spine. And then with a little hop, so just relax that front knee, a little bend. We're going to step the back foot forwards into our forward fold. Oh, feel the difference between the left and the right leg there. As you inhale, find a halfway lift. And as you exhale, send it down to the ground. Hands come either side of the feet. This time pick up the left leg, extend it out behind you, reach it back and lower the toes to the ground, and then lower that back knee down. Make sure we've got knee above ankle. And we can have fingertips on the floor, hands on the thighs, or sweep the arms up, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears as you gently draw the shoulder blades together, opening up the heart, maybe lifting your gaze. Let the hips be heavy. And as you exhale, lower your hands down to the ground, walk them in towards you as you straighten the right leg, toes towards your face and heart towards the toes. And then walking it forwards. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, plant the left hand as you reach up through the right fingers. See if you can take that right shoulder back a little bit as you push out through the left heel, extending through the crown of your head. And then lower that hand down to the ground. Okay, so we're going to step the back foot forwards about a foot, just enough so that you can bring the heel down to the ground and straightening the front leg. So both sets of toes are pointing forwards. We're pushing into the big toes, we're pushing into the heels, and then see if you can draw your right hip crease in, the left hip forwards a little bit. So we're just leveling off the hips. So right hip draws back, left hip draws forward. Maybe your hands are on your hips here, maybe you've got something underneath your hands. Let's take another breath or two. So feel that stretch. What can you do to soften for your last breath here? Okay, and then bring a little bend into the front knee, and we're going to hop the back foot forwards, a little rock. Hop it forwards into your forward fold, just bowing down towards the legs. And as you inhale, rising up halfway. As you exhale, send it down to the ground. And then we're going to bend the knees, take the arms out wide as you push through the feet and come all the way up to standing, reaching the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart. Let's take that again. Inhale, arms out wide, reaching it up Exhale, hands to your heart. Feel the heart lift up towards the thumbs. And last one, inhale, out wide, looking up. Exhale, hands to the heart, heart up to the hands. And then bring the hands down by the side of the body. Give the shoulders a roll and give the legs a little bit of a shake. And we're going to come into a little bit of a warrior flow. So with the hands at your heart, we're going to inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, take the arms out wide this time, diving down towards the ground. As you inhale, find your halfway lift. And as you exhale, hands down to the ground. And we're going to pick up your right foot. We're going to extend that leg out behind you. Reach back as far as you can and lower the toes to the ground. Keep the knee lifted this time. This front knee is above the front ankle. And we're on our fingertips. We're looking forward. We're pushing out through that back heel. Again, you can have something underneath your hands here. Be quite strong to bring your hands up onto the thigh, so just be mindful. And we're going to spin the back heel down to the ground. So the right heel is coming over to the left slightly. Then we push through the feet. And you're going to bring yourself up to standing. Strong legs. And take the arms out into warrior two. We turn around. So we find our warrior two, relaxing the shoulders, taking your gaze towards your front middle finger. And see if you can relax into your legs, relax into your hips. See if you can so it's quite a big groin stretch here and inner thigh work going on. So see if you can really soften into the lower abdomen and into the groin. Relaxing your shoulders. So pushing into the outside edge of the back foot. So it's going to help stabilize you here. Pushing into the front big toe. And then reach it forwards. Flip your palm and then reverse your warrior up and over. Back hand onto the back thigh for this first one. Breathing in, find a little bit of space in the left side of your body. And then bring it back to warrior two. We're going to do that again. Inhale, reach it forwards, and exhale, sweep it up and over, reverse warrior. Breathing into the left side of the body. And exhale back, warrior two. Soften the shoulders. And last one, reach it forwards, paint it up and over. This time you might want to bring the right hand into your lower back. Maybe it reaches around to your left waist. You might find it gives you a little bit more space. And maybe you lift up through your left elbow. Breathing in, big opening into the left side of the torso. And then bring it back, warrior two. Lean it forwards, and this time bring your forearm onto your thigh. Reach up, and if it's all right in your shoulder, reach up and over. Creating this big, lovely line of energy in extended side angle pose. Breathing into the right side of your body this time. And then push into your feet. Bring it back, warrior two. And then sweep your back arm forwards. Take both arms up into warrior one. Turning the chest slightly towards the front of the mat. And as you exhale, bring the hands to your heart, straighten the front leg. Turn the toes towards the long edge of your mat. And the toes are turning in slightly, the heels are turning out. Bringing the hands onto the hips. And then we start to hinge it forwards. So hips just stay in line with the heels. There's a tiny bend into your knees. And from here, just pause. So we're halfway. We're pushing into the outside edges of the feet, lifting up through the inner arches. So the whole of the legs are engaging here. Reaching through the crown of the head. And see here, can you find space between the navel and the heart? Working the legs nice and strong. And then we're going to lower the right hand down to the floor, right fingertips. You can have something under your hand here if you need to. Take the left arm out to the side, reach it up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring that hand down, switch. And as you inhale, take the right arm up. I'm just going to take a few of these flows. So exhale to lower, inhale to open, moving with your breath. And we'll take one more on each side. So next time you open out to the right, make that your last one. So as you exhale, both fingertips towards the ground, bring the hands to the hips, lift the chest halfway. A nice bit of a bigger bend into the knees, chin to the chest as you roll up. Ooh, and give the shoulders a roll. Okay, turn your left toes to the front of your mat. The back toes turn in, back into warrior two, bending into the front leg. And we're going to windmill the back arm up and over. Bring them all, the fingertips all the way to the ground as you spin onto the toes of the back foot, back into your lunge. And plant your hands, step it back to plank. And we'll take a little back bend, so lower the knees, bring your chest forwards as you lower chest and chin between the hands, hugging the elbows into the side of the body, sliding onto your tummy, pointing the toes away. And with an inhale, rising the chest into cobra. And exhaling to lower. And take that one more time. Inhaling up into cobra, and this time holding it there. Push into your feet. Push down through the hips, a little squeeze of the bum. A little squeeze together of the shoulder blades, opening up the chest. Just looking beyond the top of the mat. Let's take one more breath. And as you exhale, lower down to the ground. Pushing up to hands and knees. Taking it up into your downward dog. And we're going to take a little three-legged dog. So I don't normally do these in beginner's class. But root down through your fingertips. And then root your left foot into the ground. And we're going to lift the right leg up behind you. And keeping, almost feel like you're lifting it from the inner thigh. So just that little rotation of the hips. And then see if you can bring a little ankle circle in. Shoulders are reaching away from the ears. If this is too strong, you can come down to hands and knees. And just extend the right leg out behind you. And just do the same ankle rotation. Okay. And then we're going to draw the knee underneath your chest, as if you're going to give it a kiss. And bring the shoulders over the wrists. Just think of plank pose. And then push away from the ground. Think cat-cow as you round the spine. Look towards your hands and then see if you can step your front foot forwards. And if it lands back here, just give it a helping hand until it comes up between the fingers. Okay, a little rock forwards and backwards here. And we're going to step the back foot up to the front of the mat, finding your forward fold. And once you're there, inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, soften it down to the ground. Push through the feet, little bend in the knees as you take the arms wide, reaching it up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Just pause for a moment, hands at the heart. Closing the eyes. Feeling that shift in the body. Feeling your feet on the ground. Just allowing the body to settle. And when you're ready, blinking the eyes open, take the arms out wide, reach up for the sky. And as you exhale, dive down to the ground. Inhale halfway. And exhale to send it down. Fingertips either side of the feet. Pick up the left foot, extend it out behind you. Reach it right back and then lower with grace. Bending into this front knee. We're going to push through the feet and windmill up into warrior two. So front knee above front ankle, just behind. Opening up the chest, shoulder blades gently drawing together. Relaxing across the shoulders. Feeling your feet on the ground. Breathing into your whole body. And we're going to reach forward through your right fingers and take a big windmill up and over. Backhand onto the back thigh. Breathing into the right side of the body. And exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, sweep it forwards, and exhale up and over. Bringing it back. And last one, reach it forwards, paint a rainbow up and over. This back hand can go on the back thigh, or this time maybe around the back, maybe reaching towards the right waist. Maybe you reach up a little bit through that top elbow. Breathing in. Notice if you're kind of collapsing down, can you open up your chest? Breathing into the body. And then exhale back, warrior two. Reach forwards, this time bring your forearm onto the front thigh, then take the left arm up, maybe alongside your ear. But again, we're trying not to collapse downwards, so we're rolling the chest open, we're taking that left shoulder back. Breathing into the left side of your body. Take another breath here as you push into the outside edges of that back foot. And lift it back up, warrior two. And then we're going to sweep the back arm is going to come down and forwards as we take both arms up, gently turning the chest towards the front of your mat, not all the way. And then straighten the front leg. Exhale, hands to your hips, turning the toes inwards, heels outwards as we face the long edge of our mat, just adjusting so the toes are in line. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, keep that space between the heart and the navel as you hinge it forwards. And this time we're going to go a little bit deeper. So you can rest the hands on the thighs, bring the chin to the chest. You might slide the hands down onto your shins. You might come all the way to your ankles. You might even come down to your big toes. So what you can do here is hook your peace fingers around the big toes. If you get there, you can bend the knees as generously as you want to get there. And then that can just help as you bend the elbows towards your legs. You can just help maybe find a little bit more extension through the legs in order to lower the spine down towards the ground. So just play with it. And if you find that your legs are quite close together, so I've noticed, because I've actually taught real people recently, which is quite glorious, actual people in the flesh. A lot of people keep their stance really quite tight and closed, and you're not going to get anywhere. So if you can heel toe your feet a little bit wider, so just trust in yourself, and obviously listen to your body. Do what feels right, but you might be surprised that you can find a little bit more space by taking the feet just a touch wider. So wherever you are, you've either got a generous bend in the knees to bring you towards the ground, or you've got a tiny bend. If you're very mobile, I want you to keep a tiny bend in and engage your muscles. And we're going to take another breath or two here. Allow your shoulders to relax, allow the head to relax. We'll take one more breath. And then we're just going to look forwards and bring your hands underneath your face. And then slowly bring your hands towards your hips and just come up halfway, bend the knees generously. And then chin to the chest as you roll up. Oh, feel like my legs. Roll up to standing. And we're going to turn your toes towards the front of the mat. Turn the back toes in slightly, bending into the front knee. Take it back to warrior two. And we're going to windmill this back arm up and over, spinning onto the toes of the back foot. All toes facing forwards. Plant the hands, step it back to plank. And we're going to lower it down to the ground. So you can lower the knees, chest and chin between the hands as you hug elbows into the body. Sliding onto your tummy, untucking the toes, and with an inhale, rising up into cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, see if you can hold it for a breath or two. As you exhale, lower it down. Then we're going to push it up, hands and knees, and we're going to take the three-legged dog again. So if three-legged dog doesn't work for you, you can do it here from hands and knees and just take the leg out behind you. if you want to, take it into downward dog. So make sure you're pushing away from your wrists, push through your fingertips, lengthen through your arms and through your waist. Hips are reaching back, and then root down through your right foot. Take the left leg up behind you. Take some ankle circles one way and the other. And we're going to draw that knee underneath you. Bring the shoulders over the wrists, even with that back knee down. And then push away from the ground. Think cat-cow. Squeeze the knee up higher. Look towards your hands and see if you can flick that foot magically forward. Help it forwards if not. Okay. And coming up onto the fingertips, look forwards, a little rock, forwards and backwards. We're on the back toes here. And then we're going to step the back foot forwards into your forward fold. And as you inhale, rising up halfway. And as you exhale, send it down. Push through the feet. Nice bend in the knees as you rise up. All the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Closing the eyes. Feeling your feet on the ground. Maybe feeling the beat of your heart underneath your thumbs. Feeling that connection with your body, with your breath, with your heart. Just allowing your feet to soften into the ground. Let's see if you can just anchor your thoughts upon your body and your breath right now. And then blinking the eyes open, release the hands down, give the shoulders a roll, just give the legs a little shake. And we've got time. We're going to finish with some moon salutations. So I think it's tonight, so I wasn't sure if it was yesterday. There's full moon tonight, so if you're into crystals, get your crystals out. They will get washed clean under the full moon light. Should be a lovely clear night tonight, should be visible. So we're going to finish with a very meditative moon salutation. And we're going to come to it from hands and knees. And we remain on our knees for most of it. If you've got sensitive knees, I would bring something underneath them. But it's a lovely way to unwind from a stronger practice. And we're going to do a few of them so you find the rhythm. Because then you can really start to get into it, following your breath and your body, and I will keep talking you through. So we're going to come to hands and knees. So we're going to drop the belly and look forward. So this is called cow pose. This is the cow part of cat-cow, okay? And we're going to be using this quite a lot. So we drop the belly to look forward. So this is cow. As you exhale, rounding it back towards child pose, just like we did. And as you inhale, bring it back up into cow pose. This time as you exhale, tuck your toes under and lift it up into downward dog. Send the hips away from the wrists. Next, inhale, lower the knees into cow pose, looking forwards. Exhaling it back to child. As you inhale, we're going to rise up to high kneeling. So lifting up, bring the hands to the hips. And as you exhale, we're going to send the hips forwards as you lean back, opening the chest towards the sky. As you exhale, sink it down towards child pose, take the hands out in front. So we inhale, lifting it up into cow pose, drop the belly, look forwards. As you exhale, round towards child. Inhale, bring it forwards into cow pose. And as you exhale, tuck the toes, lifting it up into your downward dog. Inhale to cow. Exhale to child. As you inhale, push through the shins, bring yourself up to high kneeling, hands to the hips. And as you exhale, send the hips forward, the chest back as you look up. Inhale through center, exhale down to the ground, child pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale to child. Inhale, cow. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale to cow. Exhale, child. Inhale, high kneeling, hands to the hips. Exhale, hips forward, chest lift, gaze lift. Inhale, center. And exhale, down into child. Arms reach forward. And let's do one more. If you can do it with your eyes closed, it's quite divine. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round it back. Child. Inhale, cow. And exhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. Inhale to cow. Exhale, child. Inhale, pushing up, high kneeling, hands to the hips. Exhale, hips forward, chest opens. Inhale, up through center. And exhale, down to child. And we're going to hold it down now. So just choose, I want to take the knees wide, big toes together. You might want the arms out in front. You might want to bring them in towards your head. Might even want them down by the feet. Let's see if you can breathe into your body. Softening your hips, softening your shoulders, softening your breath. Relaxing your jaw. Slowing everything down. I'm just going to stay here for a few more breaths, just really releasing the hips. And then when you're ready, I'm going to give you the option today, if you want to take your Shavasana lying on your stomach. It can be quite a nice thing to do, nice and grounding to lie on the stomach. You can choose an ear to rest upon, or you can make your way onto your backs. So just see how it feels. So it might be interesting if you've never tried Shavasana on your stomach. It might be quite a nice one to do if you're comfortable lying there. And it's a lovely one if you're lying on your stomach to breathe into the tummy and really feel it pushing into the ground. It's going to be quite lush. But if you prefer not to, I respect that. So finding the shape that works for you and your body. And somewhere you can really release. So somewhere you can let the legs soften and allow the stomach to be really soft so that you can let go of any tension in your lower back as you soften around the heart and the chest, deep into your shoulders and out through your arms and upwards out through your head. And see if you can allow yourself to be here right now, this moment, feeling your body on the ground, the weight of your body. stillness in your body. And it's only the breath that moves you. And only the beating of your heart. And see if you can have a sense, maybe you can feel your heart beating. Maybe you can hear your heart beating. So just resting in this awareness. Notice if you're being distracted by thoughts. And if so, just let them pass by like clouds being blown by a gentle breeze, bringing the sunshine back out as you just focus your awareness on your breath or your heart for a few more breaths. And then gently allow the breath to deepen and slow down as you really fill the body with fresh air, releasing anything which no longer serves you as you exhale. And when you feel ready to bring your awareness into your fingers, into your toes, and just begin to bring some really mindful movement. And take it into the wrists and the ankles. And then whatever movement feels good, whether you reach and stretch, whether you close in and hug, what feels right for you. And in your own time, when you're ready to, come into rest on the side of your body. Feeling that shift. And then gently coming up into a seat. Seeing if you can keep the eyes closed. As you just pay attention to yourself, these few seconds, noticing your body at the end of your practice, that space between the heart and the navel. As you breathe in, can you feel that space? Can you feel your breath in that space? As you breathe out, softening, noticing the mind. And just being grateful for taking this time out for yourself. So we'll bring our hands together in prayer, thumbs towards your heart, as we bow our heads to our hands, our mind to our bodies. Namaste. Thank you so very much. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you've got any questions, any comments, let me know, because I love to hear from you. It's so nice. Have a lovely week, and I will see you soon. Thank you.